Welcome to the Parker Daniels Show, where amazing stories are shared and hope is given.
Welcome to the Parker Daniels Show. My name is Anthony Parker, and our motto is where we make changes, no excuses. Now, the topic, did the Breakfast Club go too far? You make your own decision. I'm referring to the conversation on the Breakfast Club between a caller who stated that she was blind and the two hosts of the show, Envy and Charlemagne. Okay. Now, on this show, I will be providing you with excerpts from the conversations which I had between several guests. Zephyrin, who is a comedian, Nichole from Rose Colored Glasses, Kenyata from It's Kenyatta, and a guest who is sighted. So we're going to get her viewpoint. Now, the topic of the Breakfast Club that they had that day was entitled Getting It Off Your Chest. Now, my guests are going to be expounding on this particular topic, providing their viewpoint, and later I'll give you mine. Now, as a disclaimer, today's show is only to provide the opinions of my guests and is no way lobbying for you to pick sides. So with that out of the way, remember, for new viewers, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and for returning viewers, thanks for supporting the Parker Daniels Show. Now, let's jump into the video and see what caused this whole situation.
So, today we're going to talk about the fact that this YouTube video was put out. It affected a lot of people. There were a lot of comments made from the sighted community as well as the blind community that were very hateful, very distasteful. And we are here today to kind of set the record straight.
Getting ready for school?
Actually, I'm in college. I know you guys probably think I'm like 9.
Yes, you sound like you're 9, Chelsea. You sound like the second coming of Nichole.
Because my friends and I were all, blind or vision impaired, and it seems like nobody wants to hire us because, all of these parents, they want, kids, they want us babysitters.
Well, Chelsea?
Kids to like parks and stuff instead of sitting in the houses and watching movies and playing games and stuff like that. Like,
Chelsea?
It's so freaking annoying.
Chelsea, I'm not going to front. You're blind. I wouldn't want you to walk my kids around the city and do things with them. You're blind.
Now, whether she knew what she was getting into or not, we don't know. But we know that the Breakfast Club was not having any of that. They went in on her at the jump, even though she called in to convey what was bothering her, what was on her mind, and probably was bothering her for some time. I don't think that the Breakfast Club was the right place to call in. But nevertheless, let's continue with the clip, and let's check out and see what Kenyatta had to say.
How do you all feel about this video?
Well, I'll go first, okay? All right, so this is Kenyata. And when I initially saw the video, I was extremely pissed off for the reason that they clowned the young lady rather than asking her questions. Then watching it again, I kind of leaned up because I realized that the young lady had an opportunity to advocate for herself and to express her qualifications as a blind person to take care of children. Overall, I think that opportunities was missed. And I think the way that the host behaved was poorly. And if it was any other community, acted that way. So that's how I feel about the situation.
Here's what Kenyatta was referring to.
You're blind.
You people, do you realize that, like, there's actually, what's his name? Blind person that are all famous, and you guys like look up to them, like Ray Charles and stuff.
Yeah, but Ray Charles ain't walking my kids around the city. Ray Charles was playing the piano and entertaining us.
Whatever.
I think they both missed the point, because the caller pointed out, the fact that Ray Charles was blind, or she just brought up his name, and the host they also missed the boat too, because they felt, or they seem to feel, that blind people are only put on this earth to entertain. So again, I think they both missed the point. So anyway, moving on. Let's see what comedian See No Evil has to say about this particular topic. Let's check it out.
If someone more intelligent would have called in to do what she did, it would have probably gone better. But it just didn't seem like she was confident in herself. She was, she had the little baby voice, and she sounded more like she was whining. And I mean, the conversation that I had earlier is that if you're going to call the Breakfast Club, you have to expect that they're going to make jokes. That's what they do. And they obviously don't understand the blind community. I feel like they had a point, but they got it across wrong. Saying that leaving your young child with a blind person, there has to be a certain age. And depending on who the person is to your family and how well you know them and how well you know they know your child, really plays a part in it. So that entire segment was just wrong. It was just totally. It came out of left field and it went back out through right field. It didn't even come on. So
here's what was said on the Breakfast Club.
I'm gonna compromise with you. At a certain age, young kids, I don't think so.
No way.
11, 12. 13
maybe.
Yeah. Young kids though? No. I wouldn't. No, I just wouldn't. Not my 11-month-old, not my 4-year-old. No.
Well, thank you, Chelsea.
Whatever. Bye.
Now, I kind of agree a little bit with what they're saying, because people are very, very skeptical about having anyone watch their 1-month-old child or toddler or whatever. But someone that's older, maybe 11, 12, as they mentioned, 13. I think it'll be much easier if a blind person, would watch or babysit them, because that person could sort of help them out whenever they need something that requires, vision or whatever. But someone that's smaller and you really don't know that particular child, a lot of people are kind of skeptical about allowing you to babysit. They're 1-month-old, 2-month-old, 3-month-old, someone along those lines. So I kind of understand what they're saying, although I've babysat before, and these were people that knew me and what have you. So let's continue with the video and check out the next clip. Now, both of my guests had disagreed on the direction of the show. Take a listen.
I think even in that case, even though it was made to be a fun moment, that was an opportunity for them to say, well, what is it about being blind and unemployed that you're having a problem with? They could have easily.
That's not what that segment was for. That's not what that segment was for.
I agree with comedian See No Evil in that I don't think that the topic, which was getting it off your chest, dictated the time for them to be educated, even though the opportunity was there and it was missed, according to what Kenyatta stated. Now, not only was the opportunity missed, but they did something which I really didn't think that made sense at all, was when they compared babysitting, which is what she was talking about, to Uber driving. Check out what I'm talking about.
Well, wait a minute. No, let's be for real. Now listen. Now we're gonna be for real here. Would Uber hire you to drive a car?
No.
I said I want to drive no car.
But which one would you go around? Not letting you walk around with my kids.
Yeah.
No.
Now, in this clip, Nichole even got into the discussion and brought up something that kind of reminded me how my friends used to do me back then when I mentioned certain words like watch, even though I'm totally blind. Now, though they were probably joking, I don't think that the people on the Breakfast Club was joking. I really think they were serious about what was stated. I'm going to play you Nicole's clip, then I'm going to play exactly the clip from the Breakfast Club, and you make your decision. Check it out.
Blind people, sighted people, purple people, whatever color person you are. The point of the matter is, no, you're right. Everyone is right here. She was not very articulate. However, she was nervous. you're not always going to know what to say and know what to do or know how to act when you are put on the spot. And the young lady was only 20 years old. She was taken aback on how they went at her. But instead of, sitting down and getting to know or getting to understand what she was saying, they went on and off topic, just started ragging her about using words like watch, look, see. Just because you're blind does not mean that you still cannot use the word watch, see, look. Okay, that is part of the human language. So no, she was not very articulate. She was taken off guard. The things that they said to her, well, would you drive Uber? Hold up. She never said anything about driving anything. She said employment, period, end of story. Whether she babysat, whether she went, doing office work, whether she wanted to dog walk, whatever. They took it too far.
Blind people can do almost anything that everybody else can do.
Except for watch people's kids.
Now, I'm not even following that up because you're the one who said watch people's kids as a blind person. Think about that. But you should have said babysit.
You know what? You can't do that. Like,
no, listen, Chelsea, you said blind people can't watch other people's kids. You are right. Okay? All right? Chelsea.
We're supposed, we could. We're really independent.
No. Things are getting a bit spicy, as we say in Louisiana, because Nichole pointed out something that transpired the next day, and she was very, very upset about it. Check out this clip.
The next day, they did an interview on, Malik Yoba? And another person from the transgender community. They took the time to ask them questions to get to know more about that situation, but you would not take the time to ask a blind or visually impaired individual more about what they, how their lifestyle is. So my thing is, you're more interested in that. However, you're not interested in educating yourself about what blind people do and what they do not.
Now, when my sighted guest responded, this is what she said. Check it out.
Even with looking at the different outlets for saying, okay, how do I interact with the blind person? That's another common misconception, because Google cannot tell you, okay, well, this blind person acts like this and this blind person acts like that. Because anybody that you know that knows Anthony, they will say, oh, okay, well, yeah, plenty of people ask me if he's even blind, because that's a real thing. Like, it's not a certain way that blind people act to me, because upon meeting him, like, you would be questioning, are you really blind for real? Like, that's a real thing.
And then Nichole responded with this.
There are people in this world who do not act, look blind, who do not carry themselves, who ain't waving their head side to side, who are not rocking, because they may have lost their vision later on in life. However, you're not going to know unless you start up that dialogue. But for people to keep throwing that stereotype out there, and people in that type of platform, people are perpetuating that on a daily basis. So next time you see a blind person, first thing you're going to think, oh, well, wait, they have mental problems, or wait, oh, they can't see me anyway, or, I'll just do the good eye slide and walk past them and not even recognize that they're here. Okay, then how are you supposed to learn if you don't ask questions?
Now, some of that is true, but the caller herself did perpetuate something that I feel was kind of stereotypical as well. And a lot of sighted people tend to do this too when they mention, or when someone brings up the name blind. The first persons that come to mind is Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles.
You people, do you realize that, like, there's actually, what's his name, blind person that are all famous, and you guys, like, look up to them, like Ray Charles?
So we still have a lot to learn ourselves, but check this out. Kenyatta asked a real good question. Listen to what she said.
Here's a question I have for all of you, right? Do you think we as blind people should be doing more to combat stereotypes or educating sighted people about who we are and what we're capable of doing.
Now, after all that, I'm gonna leave you all with. Now, some people want to, blame just the Breakfast Club, as being irresponsible, but I feel that responsibility spreads across the board, and that's just my opinion. But let's listen to my guests and see what they have to say, and also they're going to mention what transpired the day after. Check it out.
The part of this is that what you all have missed was after they put up the Breakfast Club video, then they put out a tweet that said, would you let a blind person watch your child?
Right.
Now,
they did that?
Now,
yes.
Wow.
Now, we took it a little bit too far. Ha-ha, joke over.
Right.
Now, the tweets that were put out there by sighted people, no disrespect to you, Nene, but no, I wouldn't let no blind person watch my child. Exactly. No, they were very crude, disrespectful, wrong.
Absolutely.
Just because they opened the door for it. They opened the door for it.
Well, not only did they open the door for it, but they walked right on in it and just allowed themselves and everyone else to run with it. See, that's the problem like I have with these type of platforms. You're here to entertain, but also you have a responsibility as that person with the microphone. There was a time when you had the microphone on a radio and you had to be responsible with it. It didn't matter if you educated or entertained people or not. You had the opportunity to be responsible, and they failed. They opened the door, walked through it, and just said, the hell with it. Let's run it as a joke. They took it too far by taking it to Twitter and allowing other nignogs to sit up there and make fun of a whole community that didn't deserve that, to all of us, right? It's more than just attacking the breakfast. It's more than just attacking the Breakfast Club. It really speaks to blindness and employment, blindness and being understanding, blindness and equality. Y'all, we have to really think about this in a wider scope of of that all. Who are we as a blind community? What do we represent? What is it that we're actually looking for? What do we want to happen? See, these are the things that has to be talked about, but yet nobody wants to really deal with that issue. It's a cancer, and how they deal with it is by making us, or how we are choosing to deal with it is by keeping ourselves invisible. So it's not about the Breakfast Club. It's not about the sighted people. It's about us. What are we going to do about it? What steps are we going to take to become more visible in this society, to make our presence known? That's what it's about.
Honestly, I thought we were further than before this show. I actually thought we were further in progress than those ignorant statements. So that show kind of took me back, and especially for them to put that up on their Twitter about, would you let a blind person watch your kids? That's they just hit an all-time low.
I really hope you all enjoyed this segment and enjoyed what I was trying to convey. It wasn't an easy task, and as I mentioned in the earlier clips, we have a lot to do in the blind community. But this episode with the Breakfast Club only opened our quote-unquote eyes to show us this, and to show us that the only ones that are going to do and educate those are us. So let's not let this fall on deaf ears. Let's do something about it. And I want to thank my guests for coming in. Nene, Kenyatta from It's Kenyatta, Nichole from Rose Colored Glasses, and comedian See No Evil. And please, again, for new viewers, thanks for coming in. Make sure to hit the notification bell once you subscribe. And for returning viewers, thanks. Couldn't have done it without you. Stay tuned for more episodes of the Parker Daniels.
Yes, I am. hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away.